Would you still swim in the public pool if you knew what's in the water? Picture this. You're at a public pool. The sun is shining, the water looks crystal clear, you take a deep breath and dive in. But what if I told you there's something lurking in the water that even chlorine can't kill? You might be thinking, wait, don't pool chemicals keep the water clean? Sure, chlorine helps, but some germs are just born chlorine-proof. And that's where our little troublemaker comes in. Meet Cryptosporidium, the pool parasite you didn't know about. Now, let's talk about what's really in the water. Let's imagine we ask people, what's the dirtiest thing in a pool? Some might say, I haven't really thought about it. While others go straight to, people peeing in the water! Which are both not bad guesses. But what if I told you there's something even worse, and you can't even see it? Pools normally use chemicals like chlorine and bromine to keep the water clean. And with all those chemicals, you think nothing could survive, right? Well, think again. Because if that were true, we wouldn't be talking about Cryptosporidium today. Public pools attract all kinds of people. Families with kids, competitive swimmers, and those just looking to relax. But crypto doesn't care who you are. If it's in the water, everyone is at risk. And here's why. Crypto spreads through poop. Even a tiny amount in the water can release millions of parasites. So what if you swallow just a little? Well, bad news. You could get sick. And worse, chlorine won't help. Crypto is chlorine-resistant and can survive in pools for over 10 days. So if one infected person swims, everyone is at risk. But pools aren't the only danger. Crypto is also found in contaminated drinking water, lakes, and even in unwashed produce. So how does crypto spread? It starts when an infected person or animal releases parasite-filled poop. These parasites contaminate soil, which grazing animals like cows and sheep end up eating. Eventually, the parasites leave the animal's poop, which, as we all know, is often used as fertilizer for crops, or used to fertilize the soil again. But here's the problem. Since the animals were infected, their meat and dairy products can also be contaminated. And if people eat these infected products, they can get sick too. But that's not the only way humans get exposed. If someone works with infected animals, like on a farm, they can get crypto eggs on their hands. And if those hands touch their mouth, food, or face before washing, boom, crypto infection. Then, just like before, an infected person poops out more parasites, and this poop enters domestic wastewater, contaminating water sources. At the same time, infected manure runs off into rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. And if farmers use this contaminated water on their crops, then any unwashed produce can carry cryptoparasites. Even worse, if the produce is washed with infected water, it still won't be safe to eat. Meanwhile, shellfish that grow in these contaminated waters can also pick up crypto. And when people eat infected produce or shellfish, well, you already know what happens next. And of course, as we've been discussing, pool water contaminated with crypto means swimmers can get infected too. Then those sick swimmers go home, poop, and the whole cycle starts again. Here's an image to give you an idea of what crypto eggs actually look like. And if you're wondering what happens next if you swallow these, well, it's not very pretty. First, you'll get stomach cramps, nausea, dehydration, vomiting. Then comes some of the worst diarrhea of your life, keeping you stuck at home. As for kids, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems, it can be life-threatening. In fact, Cryptosporidium is one of the leading causes of waterborne disease outbreaks worldwide. In the US, it's been a major problem. Between 2009 and 2017, there were significant outbreaks of cryptosporidiosis, mostly linked to pools and water playgrounds. And in Ontario, Canada, in 2018 alone, 751 cases were recorded, double the numbers from 2012 to 2017. And what about Canada as a whole? While we haven't seen outbreaks on the same scale as the US, we're still keeping an eye on it because it is a nationally reportable disease. And since 2003, Canada has averaged almost 2 cases per 100,000 people annually. We also have the guidelines for Canadian drinking water quality from Health Canada to monitor enteric protozoa like crypto. Okay, so now that you know how serious crypto is, let's talk about how you can avoid it with 4 simple rules. Rule number 1, if you've had diarrhea, stay out of the pool for at least 2 weeks. And yes, even if you feel fine now. Rule number 2, shower before you swim. It's quick, it's easy, and it helps wash off any germs that might be clinging to you. Rule number 3, if you have kids, give them bathroom breaks. And if they wear diapers, change them in the bathroom and not poolside because we don't need a code brown situation. Also, wash your hands. You wouldn't prep food with dirty hands, so why risk swallowing germs? Lastly, rule number 4, do not swallow pool water. Sounds obvious, but we've all done it. Next time, just remember not to do it again. Of course, even if you do everything right, one careless person can still turn a pool into a crypto breeding ground. So what can be done on a larger scale? First of all, pools need better filtration, UV or ozone treatments, and stricter rules for sick swimmers. Some already do this, but not enough. Second, governments need to keep improving water treatment to filter out crypto before it reaches our tap water. Third, since crypto spreads from infected animals, stricter hygiene and testing can prevent crypto from spreading through farms and food industries. But here's the thing, governments act when people push for change. You can support policies that improve water safety and food regulations, or even just ask your local pool what they do to prevent crypto. At the end of the day, it all comes down to being aware and careful. But stopping crypto isn't just about you. It's about all of us. The more we follow the rules and demand better safety measures, the safer our water, food, and pools will be. So next time you hit the pool, think before you dive.